Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's going on?
This is Tony.
And I'm Jenny.
And we are Lalito Loca, and it's Tuesday Night Live.
Tuesday Night Live.
It is the Cruise Show Live, the live stream with Jenny and Tony B.
That's me and you.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, one and all. We are going to talk about what would make me quit cruising.
Oh, boy.
What would make you quit cruising? I put out a survey. I put out a poll out there in the Facebook group. Make sure you're subscribed to the Facebook group or in the Facebook group, Lalito Loca Cruising Community. And then I also put it out on YouTube asking what it would take for what would happen. I don't know what I'm talking about tonight. You know what I'm saying? Why would you quit cruising? I have a list of 7, and I haven't told them to Jenny yet, so I want to see what her reaction is. I found 2 reasons that I would stop cruising.
Really?
Yeah. And then after we do that, we're going to answer some of your cruising questions. So save your questions until we get through this little part here. And once we do get to the questions, if you just type question next to your name in capital letters and your question, that way we can see it. Are you ready for what would make me go cruising? Now, these were submitted by people out there. All right. I think they're good. And so, Jenny, would you quit cruising if land vacations become a better value than cruise vacations?
I don't think so.
So
No.
it's not a complete value play for you?
No, I just love the ocean.
So why do you like cruising better than land vacations?
Because I get to wake up at a different port. I can unpack just one time.
There you go. Okay, so Jenny's not quitting
There's
cruising.
lots of reasons.
She's not quitting cruising over that. Okay. Number 2, what if the overall cost and value became too high of a cost with too little of value? If everything that we're used to enjoying all of a sudden costs money, would you quit cruising?
I mean, it just would depend, right? Like if they started charging for every little thing, yeah.
It would get annoying, right?
Yeah.
How about cutbacks in service?
I mean, we've already seen that.
Yeah. Again, like when I go cruising, I'm not that, I don't need to be served, right? As long as there's not like a big delay in service.
Right.
Right? If you're waiting a half an hour to get a drink or if your food doesn't show up or something like that, I would have a problem with that.
Right.
All right. This one's interesting. Somebody said that they would quit cruising if there were no longer any free casino offers.
Well, we very rarely get them.
Yeah.
But now we're starting to get them, and they are kind of nice. And I mean that would go to your budget, right? Like it would become too expensive at that point.
Yeah. It's interesting because I know people that cruise a lot.
Right.
They cruise a lot because they get free casino offers. So, I mean, I know like there's somebody that we know that cruises a couple times a month, that if they didn't have a free casino, they wouldn't cruise a couple times a month. So I think that would definitely change that.
Right. Hey, do you think that we can go to the casino enough to live on a cruise ship to just pay taxes?
I don't know. Maybe. This is one that someone alluded to. Could you imagine if you got seasick and none of the seasick medicines helped you? I think if I got sick every time I went on a cruise ship,
I wouldn't go.
And there's nothing that they could do about it, I think that's a reason that I would quit cruising.
I would agree.
All right. So here's a legit reason why I would quit cruising. If they started charging for the shows, if they charged for the production show, if they charged for the comedy show, if every time you wanted to do something entertainment related and there was a charge for it, I don't think I would cruise anymore because it's such a big part of my cruising experience.
Right, and it would be like you were on land anyway.
Right.
Right, because then at that point you're paying to get on the cruise ship, and now you're going to pay to go to a show. You're going to pay to eat. You know, because like you think about it, like a lot of the cruise lines, like they don't have free room service anymore. So like it would just be like, okay, let's go vacation on a cruise ship rather than cruising on land.
Right, and you're just paying for everything.
Yeah.
I think if I had to pay to go to a show, I wouldn't go to the show, and then I would be bummed out about my cruise experience.
Right.
Yeah. And then the final one, several people mentioned this, if smoking was allowed everywhere on a cruise ship. Like the atrium,
No.
the restaurants. I guess that's probably the way cruising was like in the 50s or 60s, right?
Well, I mean, and that's how the
world
land
was.
That's how
Yeah.
the world was.
So I think if I had to go on a cruise ship and you could smoke everywhere, I don't think I would go on a cruise ship.
No, but to be fair, they need a couple of more, areas for the smokers.
I do believe that, and I've advocated for that before. Smoking is legal, and there's a lot of people that smoke, and I think that the smokers shouldn't get regulated to secondary accommodations. They need to make accommodations that aren't going to be intrusive on non-smokers, because
Absolutely.
there's more of them than smokers, but I don't think smokers should be like pushed out on the back of the deck, in the rain or something like that.
Right, and they have to have better ventilation for the smokers.
Yeah, like the lounges and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's funny because as we brought up smoking, a lot of people did say no smoking, no smoking, no smoking.
Yeah.
And there actually was a cruise ship, the one that we're going on at the end of this month,
The Paradise.
the Paradise, that came out as a non-smoking cruise only.
I think it did like 2 or 3 years as non-smoking.
Yeah, and
then
they lost a lot of money, so they had to bring it back.
That's pretty wild. All right, so the reason that this is the topic is, of course, our friend Don did a video the other day saying that somebody reached out to him saying that because of the changes in the Princess package, that they weren't going to cruise on Princess anymore. And then I believe it was Derek from Island Time did a show where he talked to some people on his Carnival ship, and they were like, "Oh, we don't want to cruise anymore for a variety of reasons." And it made me start to think, like, I love cruising, so it's like I don't know what it would take, but I guess it becomes a personal thing, right? Like we all have different ideas of what cruising is, and for me that would be it. Like charge me for the show, and all of a sudden I don't love it as much. I think it's weird.
Right.
All right. Well, that was interesting conversation.
Yeah.
You want to answer some questions?
Well, first I do want to say hello to my mother.
Oh, what's up, Emily and Frankie out there?
Frankie Pooh.
Uncle Joey out there?
Uncle Joey's probably out there.
What's up, everybody?
I
What's
saw
up,
them
everybody?
over there. My mother's birthday's coming soon.
Oh, Emily's got a birthday. All right. So, you guys want to hit us with your questions? Just type the word question in the chat and then hit us with the questions. Oh, we made the 330 thumbs up by 9:10.
Perfect.
There's 1,000 of you guys in here. If you guys made our next goal, 500 likes, I think you could do it. I think you could do it.
What do you think about service going down? Going back to that. So say they said, all right, we're only going to clean your cabins every other day, but we'll give you fresh towels.
Only clean cabins every other. I would be okay with it. Like there's times where I don't.
That we asked them not to even come in.
Yeah.
Just give us the fresh towels.
Yeah, I'm fine every couple days.
Yeah.
I did talk to a room steward one time, and I'm like, look, you don't have to come in here every day. And they're like, well, part of what we have to do is almost like a health check, just to make sure whoever's cruising in the cabin's not having issues or anything like that. So I understand that, but it's almost wish you could like do your own health check or something. And I'd be okay every couple days with just some towels or something.
Interesting.
Billy Page with a super chat. Greetings from Levittown, Jenny.
Aw, Levittown.
Got a fellow Islander.
How you doing, Billy?
Fellow Islander there. A question from Savannah Porter. Headed to Alaska next August. What is the best, cheapest excursion thing to see in Juneau or Skagway? You can take the city bus out to the Mendenhall Glacier and hike around there all day and come back for very little cost. You get to see the glacier. You could hike out to the waterfall. They have a visitor center, and it's pretty amazing. I really enjoy the glacier, and I believe the city bus goes from the downtown area to Mendenhall, and I don't think it's that expensive, probably less than $10. You could just wander around Juneau and go to the souvenir shops and that kind of stuff. There is a like a cable car there. I'm not sure how much that costs, but I think if you really want to see something in Alaska, go try to see a glacier, and that's probably cheaper than like doing an independent whale watching tour, that kind of thing. But that's a great question. Anybody have any Skagway's? Definitely walk the city in Skagway and just look around. That's for free to walk around town, and there's some great souvenir shops there. Go to the railroad depot there, watch the train come and go. You don't have to spend a lot of money in Skagway at all to get a flavor of what's going on there. You could hike up to the Gold Miners Cemetery. There's a lot to do there. Excuse me.
So beautiful Tess Armand has a question. She'd
Yeah.
like to know when she's gonna see us in person again.
I don't know, Tess.
I don't know, Tess. Tess, do I even have your telephone number? Let me see.
Tess, where are you gonna
We
be?
can chit chat
Where are you gonna be?
so I can see when. Yeah, okay, good. I do have your. Do have it.
Let's see. Brian Yon, thank you for the super sticker. Much appreciated. And Eric Granger, thank you for the super chat.
And he has the the sports bands on his head.
Working out.
Well, also, and playing hockey.
Yeah.
And hockey.
Terry Martin, hotel in New York. I've only stayed at one, the Fairfield Inn. It was close to the Manhattan Cruise Terminal. It was easy to get over there, and I liked it. But I think this cruise in September is going out of Brooklyn. Brooklyn! Shout out to the Beastie Boys. Let's see. So I don't know where I'm going to stay. We still have to pick out a hotel and do some stuff, my brother and I, before we get ready for that trip. Anybody know a good hotel near the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal
For Princess.
in New York for Princess? Hook me up and hook Terry up with that information. Question, would you stop cruising if they spent less time in each port? Hosan Santiago.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. So I really enjoyed my travels to Europe this year, and they spent a lot of time in ports. And that definitely would have been less fun if they spent less time in ports. Same thing for Alaska. If they spent less time in ports in Alaska, that would be less fun. And so possibly, but I'm still a big ship guy. Like, I'm happy to go get on a ship in the Caribbean and just enjoy the ship and the casino and the shows. I would probably do that all day long. Question from Ajoya DeFore. What was your favorite cruise together? Do you have a great cruise?
I enjoyed the Celebrity Equinox together.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
Blowing the
Equinox
glass, our first celebrity. I had a good time, of course, the Cuba cruise. I remember that pretty distinctly. Then our first time on the Oasis of the Seas. That was a good one. But yeah, Celebrity Equinox was nice. Nice. Cable cars, $50. That's a little expensive. Have I heard anything about the flooding at Mendenhall? No, but you're the second person that's asked me about it. I don't know if you're the same person, but no, I do not. Is it better to use cash in the casino or add it to your sail and sign card? There's a couple different philosophies. If you bring cash, then of course you got to keep up with your cash. But if you use your sell and sign card, it's really easy to overcharge.
A little too easy.
Yeah, and but if you have a good credit card where you're getting points, maybe put it on there. But the way that we did it in the beginning, so that you could budget, is you just take cash, and when you're without, when that cash runs out, one of us stops gambling and the other one just charges it to the room.
Are you talking about me?
But if the system works correctly, then you won't blow your budget by bringing cash. But yeah.
Or you could do both.
Yeah. Rick Vergie, is the NCL Haven worth it? Is there any other cruise lines that have similar cabins? I've never been in the Haven. There are other cruise lines that do it. Celebrity's got a cruise within a cruise. What is that called?
It's the Retreat, but it's not really like the Haven.
Not like the Haven?
The Haven, the Yacht Club on MSC, like those are all areas that, like, if we weren't in those suite areas, we couldn't go in those, into that section. So MSC and
Royal's got the suite area on the Wonder.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it. So
yeah, so
definitely MSC and NCL.
Yeah, anybody been in the Haven? I've never been there, but we were on the Celebrity. Where were we on? We were on the NCL Prima, and we got to eat in the restaurant. What was that area called?
That's the Haven.
Oh, yeah, I guess we have been there. We did eat at a restaurant there, and we got to meet the manager of the Haven. It was nice, and we met some people there, and they were like, you could tell they were enjoying being isolated from the rest of the people, so that's an interesting aspect of it, but we've never fully cruised in a cabin there. So let's see. Steel in Tennessee, have you ever used Shore Excursion LLC? Any issues with them? Are they good value? Never used them. If anybody out there has used Shore Excursion LLC.
So I use them a lot. A lot of my guests request excursions, so they're very... of course, they guarantee everything. They're great, actually, to deal with.
Jenny has experience, but we've never experienced them personally.
No.
That's good, though. Some good feedback. Mm-hmm. Where do they have excursions at? Everywhere?
Everywhere. So what you can do is, and I don't know if it's like that, like on their website, but if you send me an email, you just put your date in and what ship you're on, and then it populates all the different ports and what is going on there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You have to send me that link. Maybe I'll try them out.
Yes.
Question from Jeremy Altmansberger. Is there a good way to get casino offers on Carnival? I tend to play casually, but would love to get some offers.
No. Well, like they don't know. Nobody knows how Carnival does it.
The one thing that you could do that may help, just make sure that you make contact with the casino host and tell them that you are trying to play so that you can get some offers. And I would meet them on the first night that you gamble and then check in with them multiple times during the week saying, hey, am I doing it? Am I, doing the thing? I'm trying over here. And just be super nice to them. And a lot of times they love that kind of initiative, and it may get you nowhere, but at the same time, it may get you somewhere. So check in with your casino host.
Yes.
Let's see. Question: what should I do in Costa Maya as a solo? You should book on Carnival Magic the 7th. That'll be my first solo cruise. Oh, Dakota, I hope you have a great solo cruise. Costa Maya is pretty interesting. It's self-contained, so you can do some stuff in the port area. They have a swimming pool there that you could just go swim as long as you're getting drinks there. They also have a kind of an aviary with exotic birds. They have a dolphin encounter. If you don't want to go very far and you want to swim with a dolphin, you just walk right down the pier and do the dolphin encounter. And then, of course, if you're going to leave that port area as a solo, I would probably do a ship excursion for the highest level of safety. But there's a lot to do in the port area. Of course, a lot of souvenir shopping, that kind of stuff. Restaurants there. But the dolphin, if you're interested in dolphins, that seems like a cool excursion. Brenna Rosardi, thank you so much for the super chat. Good to see you, Brenna. Mr. A. Smith, 9884, thank you for the super chat. It just jumped all over the place. It jumped around. Question: best specialty restaurant on the Bliss?
So we've not been on the Bliss.
No, we were on the Joy. I was trying to think what restaurants they have there. How loud's that air conditioner that is finally working?
Sorry.
I might turn it off.
I didn't shut it off. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna turn the air off.
I'll shut it off.
I got it.
Okay. You got it?
Got it. I don't remember what the specialty restaurants on the...
Terry and Jean, I will, Halloween group shirts will be soon.
Anybody know the specialty restaurants on the Bliss that you would recommend? Leave a comment there for Mr. A. Smith. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. Beverly forgot to ask the question, will we see you on Virgin next month? Probably not on Virgin next month. We've been talking to our friend Walter about something he's got going on in November. I'd love to get Jenny on a Virgin ship, so maybe, but I don't know when. Are you going on a cruise for spring break? If so, where and what ship? We're sailing the Jubilee with Island Time and can't wait. When is spring break? I don't know when anything's
like March to April, and if we can help it, no.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't spring break with a bunch of kids for sure.
No, because remember we had a.
But if you have
cruise at
kids,
spring break,
we love your kids, but we're not great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tony is dope. Jenny is beautiful. Thanks for sharing your cruising world with us. Much appreciated. Thank you, Fair. I like that.
Thank you.
That's a great
so
comment.
Sweet.
I like it a lot. Sue Moriarty, have we ever considered a river cruise? Yes. And after considering a river cruise, we don't want to go on one.
Not yet. Not.
I really don't.
No.
Maybe. I guess if I was in Europe, and so I had a great experience in Europe, and I enjoyed going from place to place. I think a river cruise would be a great way to do that, to see all those cities. But there's no real entertainment, like no big shows. There's no casino.
It's really like taking a...
And it's super expensive.
Yeah, they're super expensive. So, like, for what... if you want to just go and see... Like, what we like to do, right?
Right.
I feel like that might just be like a taxi.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's nothing to enjoy in the evening.
I mean, there's going to be minor entertainment, really good food, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's fine dining. It's lovely. The service is fantastic. And
yeah.
Just not for us right now.
Let's see. Question: do you think MSC or Virgin will ever go to Alaska? I would think so. I think MSC is going to go everywhere they can go. They're just slowly making the move. I think as Virgin's fleet gets bigger, I think they're doing pretty good in Europe. They're starting to do some longer cruises. They might possibly go there. Question, forgot to say question. Would you stop cruising if ships became too crowded? Do you think Icon will do a good job of dispersing the crowds to different parts of the ship?
So, there's been a couple of times on cruise ships, right, that I've felt like, wow, this is crazy. But I have to give it to Royal Caribbean, especially with the Oasis of the Seas. Like, there's so many people. I don't know what the count is, but it's over 5,000.
I think there was 6,000 the time that we went on there, yeah.
And you just never feel crowded because they really do disperse you pretty well. Yeah. And even Carnival's newer, mega ships, they're okay with dispersing the crowd. Not as good as Royal because, Royal's been doing it for years.
I think you just got to set your expectations. So when main dining room opens, if you're going to the main dining room at a set time, there's going to be a crowd there. When the show is getting ready to seat, there's going to be a line there. So there's going to be lines on those ships. If you're trying to get into the Aqua Theater, there's going to be a line there. But if you're just casually going around the ship to find a place to relax or that kind of thing, it's not that crowded. They do a great job of dispersing it. So I think Icon's going to be able to pull it off. Of course, they're, it'll probably feel crowded, I think. I don't know. I don't know what it'll be like, but I think that they'll do a good job. The ship's so big, I think they'll do a good job with it. I'm interested to see what it looks like when people actually get on it, but it's an interesting thing. I felt the same crowd on a smaller ship as I have a bigger ship. It just depends on the layout and where you're at and what you're doing. To me, the technique is more on any cruise, trying to identify where the lines and the crowds are going to be and then make alternate plans to avoid them. So on embarkation day, a lot of people go up to the buffet while bypassing lunch in the main dining room. So if you know that the crowd's going to be in the buffet, make an alternate plan to go to the dining room. I think it just comes with stuff like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. A question from April S. When planning an Alaska cruise with Carnival, which fjord would you rather go to, Tracy Arm or Endicott?
Tracy Arm was pretty fantastic, right?
Except you couldn't see the glacier, though.
Right, but is that the one that you got off on that little boat?
That's the one where I got off on the little boat. I was going to say, the only thing that would have bummed me out if I didn't take that excursion to the face of the glacier is you really could not see the glacier where the cruise ship stopped in Tracy Arm. I've never been to Endicott, and then, of course, the granddaddy of them all would be Glacier Bay to go see the Marjorie Glacier, but I don't know if Carnival even does that. We've done that on Princess and Norwegian.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. They get you right to the glacier. So I don't know. I would check, if I would look at some of the Facebook groups and talk about whether or not people actually got to see the glacier, because I would have been, if I wouldn't have taken that excursion on the, what were we on, the Pride? Glory?
Right.
Spirit. Well, if I hadn't taken that excursion,
for a second.
if I hadn't taken that excursion on the Spirit, I don't think I'd have seen the glacier, and I'd have been bummed out. So, thank you, Rick. Yeah, I enjoyed that video today. I got some good advice from somebody that says sometimes I'm a little too goofy and that I should be a little more serious, and so I tried to make a serious video today without being too goofy. That's what I'm enjoying about having the news channel and having La Lita Loca. I think I can be goofy on the news channel. I think the news audience is a little more used to that, and I hope to make more videos like I did today. Thank you for the feedback. I like that video, and I think it will be helpful to cruisers going forward.
I agree.
Let's see. Question, will the EU visa requirement affect cruising in 2024? Have you looked into it at all?
It is.
Okay.
It is, yeah. You can require visas for certain countries. I haven't looked at it completely yet, but yes.
Yeah, so
I think I sent that email to you.
Yeah, I haven't really done the deep dive on it, but I would assume that if they're going to start requiring that, yes, it will. It will. Mm-hmm. So, Carla, you saw the glacier, so you can see it. Maybe I wasn't there, so on the ship where I could see it.
I was trying to think, Carla, I agree. I was trying to remember back. I thought that I was able to see it as well.
Yeah.
And I didn't go on that
Okay, good.
little thing with you.
The Surreal Goose, thank you so much for the super chat. Question, we recently did the Chef's Table experience on Carnival and absolutely loved it. Do you have any insight as to how it compares to the Chef's Table or whatever they call it on RCL? Love you, love the show. I've never done the Carnival Chef's Table, But our friend John from the Ship Show is kind of a foodie and a chef table connoisseur, and I believe that he enjoys the Carnival the best. Now, I don't think he's ever done it on Princess. Princess, I have done the chef's table with Don on Princess, and they enclose you in a little room and draw a curtain around you, and at the end of it, you get a signed photograph of the chef, and you get a cookbook and all that stuff for your $110. I did it on Royal. The food was good, but it took forever. I was not loving it, and my friend John, kind of made me go on that, and that was my last chef's table experience. I don't think the experience was bad. It was just a long experience, but I do believe he likes Carnival the best, so it's going to be fine either way, but I would love to hear, if you go on Royal, come back and tell us what you thought was better. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see.
Mac Long, thank you. That's, I think that may be Jason and Lisa.
That's right. You do look beautiful as always.
Well, thank you.
Let me look at you.
Here I am.
There she is. Question from Mike. What's the main camera you're using for the podcast, etc.? This is the Sony A7S III that I shoot on here. That's what I shoot on the daily. I take it on the ship and I'll shoot my set shots, but I don't carry it around.
Aw, Nurse Nancy remembers doing the chef table with you.
That's right. Oh yeah, so that was another
On the Adventure of the Seas.
That was another Royal experience. It's pretty nice. It's pretty good. Let's see. Jenny, what is your favorite cruise line? Ed loves Princess.
I have to. I love Princess a lot. Also, Princess is my favorite right now. But of course, because we're going on Carnival in a couple of weeks, it's Carnival. The next one.
Yes, the next one's always the favorite. Let's see. Do I think Princess? Ken says, do you think Princess will reconsider their changes with their dining packages?
No.
I don't think so. I think they're just going to let it roll. We've talked about this before. Change impacts people that are used to a certain thing, and that's always challenging and frustrating. But at the same time, they're pouring. I saw an article the other day about how Carnival and somebody is pouring tons of money into marketing. So even if they lose a few customers, they're replacing them with new customers where
they don't know the difference.
They don't know the difference, right? It's the status quo. So I think they understand that churn from a numbers perspective. They're likely to upset some people, but at the same time, they're like, people get used to it. There used to be a midnight buffet. What are you going to do? So yeah, it'll be interesting. It is frustrating though, because the only time that the change is frustrating, obviously. But it's really frustrating for somebody that maybe booked the Princess Standard package with the expectation that they would get Alfredos included, that they would get the ocean at sea or whatever the food delivery system is included, and now all of a sudden they're not. And so maybe they made a purchasing decision to just stay standard and not get a package because that stuff was included. Now they're disadvantaged. So I would be really frustrated in that situation. But I think from a business perspective, I think Princess will be like, we're making the change. We know there's going to be some churn. We know some people are going to be upset, and we'll let it ride. I guess if enough people get upset and everybody abandons the line or something, they may change it, but I would be surprised.
I don't know. And a lot of things, you know what? I have to give it to Princess, though, because, and Joanne from Levittown, hello. Princess last year did a few things that went under the radar. And the first thing that they did was the standard, right? Like that it went to, they had to pay the $10 for their medallion to be shipped. And then another thing was that Princess used to be, so when you purchased Princess Plus, it was for everybody in the cabin. Last year, under the radar, it went down just to the first and second person. Kind of like how NCL does it. But Princess used to be Princess Plus or Princess Premier for everybody in the cabin.
John V with a good question for everybody. Best excursion in Bermuda. We will be there for the first time in October. We haven't been to Bermuda yet, so yeah. Have we heard any rumblings about the quality of food declining in Royal Caribbean? I haven't, but I do feel like the last few cruises I've been on, it just seems like the food is different than pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
I think everybody's trying to figure out how to save money on food cost and that kind of stuff. So I think it might be systemic of olive cruising right now. Mm-hmm. Slinky, will we be going on the Ship Show group cruise March the 1st, 2025, 8-day out of Miami to the ABC? We don't have any plans to do it yet. I'd definitely love to cruise with that group and with John, but I feel like, well, yeah, I don't think we have anything booked in 2025 yet, but it's...
No, that was our last group cruise, so... Like that's the itinerary that we did. It was Horizon and ABC.
Yeah. We've actually done that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I would definitely be going to hang with the people, not the itinerary. Right. Let's see. Question: I love all the stuff you publish. Why do YouTubers have multiple channels? So I don't know what the simple answer is, but the complicated answer is you're trying to create content that satisfies the most amount of people. And you would think that all things cruising would satisfy the most amount of people, but just watching it, doing it for 6 years, digging through the numbers, that kind of stuff, understanding why people watch. Some people like vlogs, some people like news, some people like tips, that kind of thing. And sometimes when you publish all that variety of different content, it's kind of hard to target the people that want to see specific things. I think Don does multiple channels because he wants a channel where he can talk about cruising and a channel where he can talk about just other stuff. For me, I wanted a place where I could put the news because I try to publish a video every day here on La Lido Loca, and I could publish a news video every day, and those videos actually are watched more, like today's video, compared to like when news videos are popping, it's getting a lot less views. And so to make sure, and because it's getting a lot less views, that says to me that people are more satisfied with the news videos than the video that I put out today. But I want to do both, and I can't really do both at the same time. So the nice thing about having the news channel is now that when I get a pile of news, I can process the news the way that I process the news in that multi-story format. But I can still make these kind of videos today, which I think is very helpful. And even though these videos today aren't getting as many views as the news channel, I think eventually it will reach a broader audience. So that's one of the motivations for me to do that. And I'd still love to have a channel like Just Don where I could go and just talk about anything that I want and just do that. So that would be another reason. Like, I don't know that on the cruising channel everybody wants me to talk about what Lego, thing I picked up on the 1st of August, right? But maybe there's some people that like Lego that would like to see that. So it's a complicated thing, but I don't know if that answers your question. But that's some of the behind the scenes, at least in my thinking.
Thanks for the question.
Good question. I could talk about YouTube all day. So Jenny's like kicking me under the table, like, would you shut up? Because this ain't a YouTube TED Talk over here.
No, you need a channel for that.
Yeah, I need a channel for that. Greg has a question, or did you see a question you wanted to answer?
No, I was just going through it. No, Julie, you're right. We did not do all the ABC islands. We just did A and C.
Yeah, so it's not the same cruise.
It was still the 8-day, and it's the same cruise.
But doesn't it go to another island?
I don't know if they're going to the complete ABCs. I haven't looked at it. Anyway, let's
If you
move
haven't
on.
looked at it, how can you say it's the same cruise?
Well, because it's on the Horizon and it was 8 days out of Miami.
What's going on?
Oh my goodness. Keep going, Anthony B.
Why are you being
Stephanie!
Why are you being so weird? Beverly Judica, did we try the test kitchen on Virgin? We were trying it for dinner one of the nights, but just wonder. That's one of the restaurants I didn't get. The wild thing about Virgin is they have so many good food restaurants, it's hard to get them all, and it was a short cruise. So, Jenny, we got to go on Virgin. Try these restaurants. Lorelei R, thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry to be late, just finished dinner. That's okay, Lorelei. No punishment for being late tonight. Only for Julie
good.
Thomas. Julie Thomas is taking the punishment for everybody.
Julie.
Question: if I book an excursion before my cruise, do you pay up front or pay at the date of the cruise? From Chihuahua. Is that Chihuahua? Is that how Chihuahua is spelled? Chihuahua mom. Yeah, normally you're gonna have to book it like if it's a ship excursion, they're gonna want you to pay it when you book it.
Right. You pay it up front.
Pay it up front. Ship Show's going to Bonaire.
Shout out to Luda.
Shout out Luda Chris. Do you know of any cool themed cruises coming up? Yeah, so Adam Savage from Mythbusters has got a cruise going on. Mm-hmm. There's a Comic-Con cruise going on in 2025. I don't know. There's a lot. There's Golden Girls cruise. Question from Happy Joy. Have you ever sailed Odyssey of the Seas? Is it as good as the Oasis class? I've only done Oasis. And why is there no Johnny Rockets? Be honest. I have no idea why there's no Johnny Rockets. I do like the Odyssey of the Seas. It's not as wide, so it's a little thinner. And I really like the, I think it's called 270, the entertainment venue at the front of the ship. I enjoyed the Odyssey. It still has the Royal Promenade.
Is that the one that also has the big sportsplex, or is that the one?
It has a sportsplex, which gives you like bumper cars and pickleball. They do really good with multi-use spaces on that ship, so I would do it. I liked it as well as the Oasis class. I mean, they both have a different flavor, but I would like it as well. Jamie and Sharon at Seas here. I had such a great experience today watching their Copenhagen vlog. I would encourage everybody to go see that. It's very cool because, again, from the U.S., we don't, not everybody does a lot of cruises in Europe, or at least people that I know that film it. And so it was really cool to see Jamie and Sharon and the family in places that I had been before. Like they went up to this place and got a drink, and I was like, I was right there.
I know.
Yeah, it was so cool.
What's the oldest ship we cruised on? It's no longer in service.
Fantasy.
The Fantasy.
It was built in the 1900s, y'all. The same century they invented the automobile.
What did you think of it? We were on the Volendam and loved it. Oh, the Volendam.
Did we book the Volendam?
Yes.
We're going to be on the Volendam.
Yes, we will be. So thank you for that little review.
We did like it. I mean, it was our first cruise, and the ship was broken, and it was great. Mm-hmm. Anthony Smith, thank you so much for the super chat. Deb Bird says, Jenny, why do you put up with me?
Because I love you.
Yeah, well, your life would be no fun without me.
No.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask.
Listen, he puts up with me.
This is what... Oh, please.
Are you serious?
What flavor of liquid...
Let me call you Saint Anthony.
Look, I had to get $25 worth of stuff to get the free Amazon delivery today, so I bought a case of this. I normally drink San Pellegrino, but this is the Liquid Death sparkling water. It's pretty good.
It is pretty good. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's weird drinking out of a can.
Sparkling. Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like about it so far.
This seems more manly than drinking a San Pellegrino.
And maybe that's why I don't like it.
Come on, Jenny. We're it makes us
Cheers.
like bikers or something. Yeah. What I was going to say.
Well, I don't normally finish drinks.
So you need something with a
cap.
cap.
So for me,
on.
I always need a cap.
This is what I meant to talk about in the what would make you quit cruising part of the show.
The only thing I usually finish is my coffee.
Yeah. And my coffee. That's a whole nother story.
And your coffee.
I don't even... That story's annoying.
Kristen Hoyt is in the house.
Is that Kristen?
That's Kristen and Freddie.
Kristen, I heard we're going to be on a cruise together. I'm so excited. The thing I wanted to talk about in the what I would do to quit cruising, heaven forbid, something happened to me. Mm-hmm. How long would you refrain or abstain from cruising? Say I met my untimely end. How long? What's the period of time that you would stay off of a cruise ship? Or is that even a thing? Or would you be right back on a cruise ship in my memory?
I think I'd be right back on.
You wouldn't take any time off of cruising?
Well, I mean, I'll probably wear black and wear, my Italian blackness, and for about a year. Then that's it, man. That's party hardy.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just kidding.
So you'd be right back on. I would take at least 2 weeks off.
Whatever.
That seems right. Seems about right. Question: would the two of you host your own group cruise? Bobby D, we have for many years. Mm-hmm. This is our 6th annual Halloween group cruise, and it's the last one, at least in this iteration of group cruises. We don't have any plans for anything group cruise-wise in 2024 or beyond, but yeah, we're taking a little break from it and regrouping and trying to figure out what the best way to have this kind of connection point. So,
and thank you for the super chat and PayPal.
Thank you for the super chat and PayPal.
Patty Duryea, how are you? Hope you guys are doing well.
How can I get some perks on the transatlantic cruise on Explorer of the Sea? What kind of perks are you trying to get, Mickey? Maybe reach out to them or see if... I do want to talk about this, which I think it would be a great video, but I think one thing that's often overlooked when people are booking their own cruise and not using a travel advisor or travel agent is that these travel companies like Expedia, and I'm assuming the other large like Travel Brothers or whoever's large, they take out blocks of cabins.
Right.
And they'll normally call that like their own group, right? It's not like a group cruise where you're going to go hang out with people.
I call it a group, a corporate group.
A corporate group. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So you got to work. So I would work with a travel agent that's with one of these big companies, and that's what I would ask. Can you find out which cruises that you have group space on? Because that's normally when you're going to get onboard credit or a locked-in price or a discount thing. I think that's often overlooked, and I think even people that are working with travel agents, they don't always go in with that question. I think that would be an important question for traveling. Hey, Jenny B, I want to book a cruise. Before I even tell you where I want to go, can you just find out what the Expedia corporate groups are, and maybe I'll jump on one of those, right? That's a fair question, right?
Yeah, but we have so many of them.
Right.
Right, so that, if you'd have to at least, hey, I want to go in January,
Right.
2024.
Yeah, you got to give a little information.
Yeah.
No, you're going to tell me what group cruises are available.
There's thousands.
Well, that's good. Bella, Aussie of SK, wants to know, would you go on the Hallmark holiday themed cruise?
Oh, goodness. I probably would.
Really?
If they
Are they just going to
if
show
I
those
didn't have to
sappy
pay
movies?
the premium. No, well, I mean, I guess I was thinking more. So, first of all, the Hallmark movies at Christmas time are really good. But I'm sure they have it decorated it's just so pretty.
Right.
I love the holidays on the cruise ships.
Anthony Smith, Jenny, do you book themed cruise, the Soul Train, or the Disco Cruise?
Unfortunately not.
No.
So like my Expedia office is doing a theme cruise. Like it's the Yankees.
The Yankees.
So if you're a Yankee
Babe Ruth
fan,
and Yogi Bear are going to be on
no,
there.
if you're a Yankee fan, get in touch with me.
Yeah, so most of the time there's companies that handle the group cruise. I just booked the Comic-Con cruise for 2025. I had to go through their website, so Jenny couldn't book that one for me. What cruise lines cater to dialysis patients? Isn't there a service that covers multiple cruise lines?
Yes.
Do you know what that's called or anything?
I don't. I've not.
I would reach out to the customer service team of whatever cruise you're thinking about going on and ask them what the options are. But I do think there's a service that maybe spans multiple cruise lines that help with dialysis on board. Lady Golfer said she'll go with you on a Hallmark Christmas cruise.
Thank you.
What's the name of the restaurant you and Don went to in Cozumel where you had to walk up a lot of stairs? Restaurant that Don and I went to in Cozumel.
Cozumel.
I don't know.
Is there any stairs in Cozumel?
Yeah, I mean, that one cruise port that NCL goes to, you got to climb a bunch of stairs to get there. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. Question, how is from Desiree, how's the Carnival Horizon ship going in November for my 50th birthday? Happy earliest birthday. Happy early birthday. We love all three of those ships, the Horizon, the Vista, and the Panorama. Great layout. A lot of fun.
It's called Dialysis at Sea.
Dialysis.
Thank you, guys.
That's a good name.
It's perfect.
It's a perfect name.
That's right.
Thank you, Tinkerbell. Yeah, so the Horizon is a great ship. I think you'll have a good time. Good time.
Good times. Good times.
Beverly wants to know, should she email you about the Yankees cruise?
Yes. Jay Barnett, BARNETTE at ExpediaCruises.com, and I will get some info to you.
That's right. Tess said I should say hi to Captain Kirk on the Comic-Con. Is he going to be? I can't wait to see who's going to be on there.
Yeah, Joe from New England, you are out if you're a Red Sox fan.
Summer O'Keefe, if ever see me on a cruise, which drink can you buy for me? Iced coffee. Iced coffee's always good.
Johnny Morris, yes. So we can help you with European travel. The team, absolutely.
Stairs for tram. I just don't remember Don and I being in Cozumel doing anything like that. I don't know if I've ever been to Cozumel with Don, honestly.
I don't think you have.
Well, no, we went to Paradise Beach Club together on the Vloggers Cruise. I don't know.
Maybe that's it.
Stephanie,
I mean, the only time I ever really remember you guys on stairs was in Seattle.
Oh, yeah, that's true. When we were trying to find the thing. I don't think... I just realized I missed some Super Chats. Just fix it for yourself. Thank you for the Super Chat. Question, please surprise Cindy with a happy birthday.
Aw, Cindy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Sing it, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Cindy, and anybody else who's having a birthday in August. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, it's the birthday month.
Stephanie M with a super chat. Hey, good to see you both. Thank you, Stephanie.
Aw, Stephanie, I'm hoping that we gotta catch up.
And Bill Matson with the super chat. The AC noise isn't bad. Leave it on. Stay cool. Restaurant on the Bliss would be Cagney's Steakhouse or the Teppanyaki. Yeah, so I've had Cagney's, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what else have we had? The bistros on there. Yeah, good call.
We had the Mexican on the Blitz Encore.
Yeah.
Did you the Prima though? It was a different Mexican restaurant. It was good too. Remember?
Yeah, the Prima had the Los Lobos, I think.
Yeah, it was very good.
Question: I don't fly, but I would love to do a transatlantic cruise. Any suggestions? Yeah, Linda, you got to work out a system. So we found a cruise next year that goes from Florida to Barcelona,
Right.
and then 2 weeks later, or 10 days later.
I think it's 10.
10 days later, there's a cruise that goes from Barcelona back to Florida,
Right.
and then there's some cruises from Barcelona in between.
Right.
So you could do the transatlantic to Barcelona, do a week-long cruise in Barcelona, stay a couple days in Barcelona, then get on another cruise and come back to Florida.
That's right.
We've intimately researched that. So yeah, with the whole goal of not having to fly. So
That's right. And then of course
you guys may just have gotten a cruise announcement there.
Yeah. And then of course that one on Holland that leaves from Fort Lauderdale to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Holland America's got a $20,000 cruise, 42 days, Fort Lauderdale to Fort Lauderdale. Goes all the way through the Med.
Goes to Jerusalem. It's really good ports.
Yeah. Yeah. Purple Pam, 412-1969. Thank you so much for the super sticker.
Super nice, thank you.
Do you know there's burial at sea on royal, very private, ashes only? I don't know if others allow that. Yeah, so I think most of the cruise lines do have some sort of protocol for burial at sea. That's good information. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. The restaurant in Curacao with the step is steak and ribs at the fort, supposedly. Yeah, Alley Breed, we've never been there, so that's good. Tony B, you think St. Thomas with Don for dinner at the mountaintop for a drink and dinner? Maybe that.
Yeah, maybe that's what you're recalling.
Don and I don't ever really eat anywhere. That's the weirdest thing. But yeah, we were definitely at the mountaintop. Yeah, which is like the banana daiquiri place.
Right.
Banana daiquiri. Lucy Jackson, Haley's birthday is tomorrow. She's accepting, so she's scooping that wish too. That's right. Happy
Lucy.
birthday, Haley, tomorrow.
Yes, happy birthday, Haley. Wonder of the Seas. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Leonly 01's going on the Spirit 815 for the Alaska cruise. It was a good time. I think you'll enjoy it. Question: what cruise line is the Barcelona trip you just mentioned?
So it's the
It's 2.
Celebrity Constellation at the end of March.
Yeah.
That goes out of Tampa to
Yeah.
Barcelona. And then in Barcelona, was it MSC? No.
Costa, right?
It was Costa.
Costa.
And then
Carnival.
Carnival coming back
Carnival
from
back.
Barcelona to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, that's what they're talking about. Yes, you're right. St. Thomas, the chairlift, and then when we got off the chairlift, we had to climb the steps, and then Don had the 2 banana daiquiris,
Right.
and we had chips and guacamole.
That's right.
That's right, St. Thomas. Thank you, Wendy. That's right. Sometimes you make a lot of videos, you kind of forget that. Plus, I've spent more time with Don. What is in a dirty banana drink? I've seen it's banana and chocolate, right?
It's so good.
Some sort of banana liqueur.
Yeah, this on Princess.
And then it's blended, and they put chocolate syrup in it.
It's like a banana chocolate milkshake.
One of my favorite. I don't know if I ever. I'm sure I've told this story, but when I was probably like 8 or 9 years old, I made friends with the ice cream truck lady, and I used to ride around this county in Southwest Virginia with the ice cream. This 19-year-old ice cream truck lady, and she would pay me in ice cream, and I fell in love with the fudge bomb pop, which is it tastes like a dirty banana actually
Yes.
without the alcohol. So
Well, when we're on Princess, that's what I do. I'm like, no alcohol.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Tinkerbell, we are not cruising on Icon of the Seas yet. It's very expensive, and of course, we're not looking to be on the inaugural, so maybe a year after it's out or something.
Yeah.
Oh, my
That's
mom's
a little
here.
bit more reasonable.
What's up, Mama Sharon? We got all the moms here tonight. Emily, my mother. How about
What's
that?
up, Mama Sharon?
My birthday's the Deuce Deuce. It's also my half anniversary.
It is our half anniversary.
We'll be married for 10 and a half years. 20 and a half years?
a
20 and a half.
long time.
Why do you have to say it like that? I'm very happy about our marriage.
I didn't say that I wasn't.
You
I just said it was a long time.
Question from Sergio Santos: have we ever done the Panama Canal cruise?
Yes.
If you have, what do you think? I thought it was going to be boring going in, and guess what? It was boring.
Yeah. It was a one and done.
I'm glad I did it
Right.
because it was cool to spend the whole day going through the canal and appreciating what happened there and how it came to be. We went from the Atlantic side to the Pacific side. I would probably do it again, going from the Pacific side to the Atlantic side. It was one of the best. It was one of the best.
All-round trip.
Yeah, it was one of the best cruises we've ever had, though. It was our longest cruise, 15 days on a small cruise ship, the Island Princess. All of that was wonderful, but you could put me on 15 days anywhere. The canal was cool, but yeah, I think what made it was just that ship in the 15 days. So. It was cool. Do it. But I know there's people out there that are like, oh, I love the canal like multiple times. I don't know.
Yeah. Bella, thank you for 10 and a half years of wishes, but it's actually double that, right? So it's 20 and a half.
20.5.
Yeah.
Virgin Voyage includes gratuity. That's right, Jaslyn Liberty. They do. And they're even weird about like taking tips in the casino, which I've never seen that before. Like I'm trying to throw them a chip or something. They're looking at me like, what?
So Tess has a good question. Why shouldn't I do an inaugural? I'm on one in May, but
Nice.
hey, it's cheap, free.
Yeah.
That's good.
Anybody, look, do the inaugural. But like, case in point, the NCL Viva is getting ready to do its inaugural in just a couple weeks. And one of the cool things about the NCL Viva is that they have bought the rights to the Broadway show Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
And one of the cool things about the Viva, unless you're on the inaugural, it's not going to be ready. Like they've already come out and said, hey, we know that you're excited for Beetlejuice. Guess what? We're going to do a tribute show. We're not going to have it. So the same thing I experienced on the Wonder, the big show, the Aqua show wasn't ready. The ice skating show wasn't ready, fully baked. The theater show,
Yeah.
Effectors 2, wasn't baked.
Yeah,
And
when we were on the Wonder, I did not enjoy that.
yeah, it was just like we're paying our hard-earned money to go on these cruises, and it's not ready. That's our fault. I mean, it's our fault because you got to know going on the inaugural that everything may not be ready. So it was a big lesson learned, at least for us. And you know, it's just not worth it to me. Like I do want to go on there and be able to share it with everybody, that kind of thing. But if I'm sharing an experience that's not the full experience, then I don't see. You know, I don't know. That's me, Tess. But I'm sure you'll have a good time. But yeah, it wasn't ready. LaHaye, strictly play blackjack. Are you a poker guy? So I play, craps is my first love. I played craps for 20 years. I learned to play blackjack last year. I love that. And then during the poker boom, I played a lot of poker. I have won like a sit and go tournament on a cruise ship before, but I don't like play a cash game or anything like that. But I do love poker. What's interesting, in like 2 videos, I've left the dice on the desk set to 11 and nobody's called out the dice. So nobody saw the Easter egg.
Yeah. So, Joe, Tony will be in Boston here soon.
Yeah.
And then this is a really good question. So tonight's theme is what would make you quit? But question, what made you start?
Jenny made me start.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing is, when we got married, we had small kids together. So we blended a family of 6 kids, and we raised all those kids to some level of maturity. Like, I think if anybody out there has kids and they haven't reached like 18 or 21 or whatever, you think that at some point it's going to be great and, you know, the kids are going to be fine on their own. you're a parent forever, which you should know that, and you're always going to do what you can to take care of your kids.
Nope.
But at some
They're all
point,
cut off.
but at some point, it is nice they do all get out of the house. And so you got Jenny and I, who a lot of our relationships built on struggling and trying to take care of kids and get everybody through school and keep the bills paid and stuff like that. So we came to a point where it's like, well, what are we going to do for each other? What are we going to do together? And Jenny said, oh, we should go on a cruise. And I'm like, I don't think I'll like it. And then she made me go, and I loved it. And so it turned out to be, I'm very protective of it. Like, you know, when we brought our daughters on the cruise for the first time, I was kind of like, this is our thing. I don't want our kids doing our thing. But we found a nice balance with that. And it is cool to have our daughters on the cruise. Now we got to get, you know, the other kids on the cruise. But, yeah, we started cruising as a kind of like a date night, if you want to think of it like that, after raising kids for all those years. And, yeah, Jenny made me go. What made you choose cruising? Why did you want to go on a cruise?
I just think that, so I've always loved the ocean, and I was like, oh, you know what, that I can do something for 4 days if we don't like it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why we started with just a 4-day.
Yeah.
I think I just enjoyed, you know, the all-inclusiveness. You know, because like you said, when we would go away as a family of 8,
Yeah.
it was like, all right, listen, if we eat a little cheaper at lunch, maybe we could go to this dinner theater. You know,
everybody, yeah, we'd have lunches like everybody can pick 2 things off the value menu.
Right.
And then we would go through that, like where one kid would want some weird drink that costs $4. And it's like, no, you can't $4 drink.
Can't have it.
Can't $4 drink. Stephanie M. So are you saying always listen to your wife? Yes, to be successful in a relationship, always listen to your wife. I'm not saying you always do what they tell you, but you
But listen.
both partners should be heard, and then you figure out what you want to do.
Yeah.
So you strike the balance.
Yes.
Strike the balance.
Both
yeah.
partners should be heard.
Yeah, and you shouldn't drink somebody else's iced coffee just because they took a little nappy nap.
I didn't want it to go bad. I mean, you don't like, do you like iced down coffee?
No, but iced coffee lasts for a good hour. That coffee was fine.
I didn't know what time you were getting up. I couldn't see it go to waste. I just ordered it.
That's
was good.
So wrong.
I'm sorry.
So wrong.
Sorry.
Marissa and Jacob aren't on October, right? It's just Danielle. Danny D. Kenneth said he was the same way, had no desire to cruise till the wife made me. Yeah, that's a lot of people's story, actually.
Yeah.
Let's try controversial cruising. I gotta have a nap. I blow these batteries out. I sleep weird times, though. Like, I'll sleep 5 hours in one shot.
You don't sleep a lot. Like, at one time.
At one time. But once I'm drained, I have to take an hour, and then I'm good to go.
Then he's like rocking and rolling.
Rocking and rolling. Yeah, and then I was really, so Jenny got me coffee last night, and then
I drank it.
I drank a little bit out of it, and then I went to take my nap, and then I came out to play Call of Duty with my brother and Scott from the Blue Crew, and I was ready to wreck some people on the internet, and I went to reach for my coffee, which was sitting right by where I sit to play Call of Duty, and the coffee was gone. And I said, Jenny, what happened to my coffee? And she's like, I drank it. You went to sleep. I was like, wow. Holy moly. But hey, that's the way. I'm happy that my coffee brought you joy.
It did. I'm sorry.
What hotel did we stay at in Seattle for Alaska? NCL Cruise is reasonably priced. We stayed at something that wasn't reasonably priced. Edgewater.
Well, and we got it at a reasonable price though.
Yeah, it's just expensive.
It's very expensive.
And it's a stupid place. A lot of people love it. It's like a lodge. It smells like fire, which I don't like campfire. The Beatles stayed there. I would recommend the Marriott Waterfront. It's right across from where NCL...
You stayed there.
Yeah. It's right across from where NCL leaves. Try to find that at a good price. The Edgewater was neat. We had a rental car. We had to pay $50 a day for valet parking, and it was, and then you're tipping every time. It was too highfalutin for me. Mm-hmm. Too highfalutin. Minnesota Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You blow our mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, my favorite peeps. Bummed I can't join you all in the October.
I know.
We'll have to do it
Well, when we come out to Texas, hopefully you'll get there.
That's right.
Where we met you.
That's right. What's up, Eddie? Eddie Lugo Studios. Yo.
Alice, what's going on?
Somebody said coffee. Coffee.
That's right.
Paper City Gamer Jeff. What's up, Jeff? Thank you for the super sticker. Glad to have you here.
Aw, Linda and Steve, how are you guys? Linda said that it took her 25 years to get Steve on a cruise.
It didn't take me that long. But we did have a false start in cruising a few years prior. Remember we booked a cruise and we never took it?
Right.
Yeah, I can't remember what year that was. I wish we'd have went.
2009.
Wow, we could have been on a cruise in 2009.
It started with the S on Royal Caribbean.
Serenity or something?
I can't remember. But
Bill, we don't have any Texas cruises booked, but this idea that I've been floating around is to take a cool month in Texas, maybe January or February, and do a road trip. Never been to the cities of San Antonio and Austin, so I'd like to see both of those cities, and then go down to Galveston and do a couple cruises. But we don't have any. We don't have anything planned. Oh, Carrie G wants to know where you should stay in Miami. It's so expensive. I heard there's a great casino with a parking cruise that we're not staying at.
are you still in here?
What do you recommend?
I can't remember the name of it now. It starts with the M. It's like Musatucci Casino.
There's
or
a
something
casino
like that.
down there that's offering park and cruise stuff
Yeah.
for cruisers. Oh, we got to 1,000.
It was the Serenade of the Seas. Yes, thank you guys.
Got to 1,000 likes and didn't even ask for it. I can't believe it's 10 o'clock already, Jenny.
Oh my goodness, it is.
This went
after 10.
quick.
Yes.
All right, we'll stay like 4 more minutes. So last questions, if you want to throw them out there.
Last questions.
Do we have a Halloween cruise this year? Yes, October the 29th on the Carnival Celebration.
Out of Miami.
That thing's almost sold out, right?
It is.
Sold out.
Yeah. Actual Houston, not Galveston.
I've been
That's like-
I've been to actual Houston before. I used to work for a company that made piping, and they're down there in Houston. But yeah, man, Houston was wild because to me, it's like what I remember is that it's flat and a lot of oil stuff over there. Question: Vancouver or Seattle? Heard Seattle is getting too crowded and a bit scary now with homelessness. Want to take folks to Alaska for their 6. Barbie, we were right in the heart of the waterfront, and we didn't have any trouble with people. We did see a march the one night, but it was like a Christian group march, so it wasn't like homeless people. And then we had a good time. I've never been out of Vancouver, but I understand that it's beautiful. I know some people are uptight about Seattle, and so if you got that kind of feeling, maybe just go to Vancouver. You just be as comfortable as possible. But we had a good time in Seattle, and it wasn't a big deal.
Carrie Ann put it up there. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate you doing that.
Muskogee Casino and Resort in Miami. Jim said, glad the beard's coming back. What does Jenny think? She doesn't like me clean shaven, so she's happy with the beard. But I kind of like this level of it. I might just keep it stubbled up.
I love you anyway.
It's kind of motivated, though, because like I hadn't shaved my face in a while, and my face is so fat right now. So it might motivate me to lose some weight.
You know it, Chris.
Oh, no. No, Jenny will be like, oh, we'll just charge a little more to the road.
So?
Sugar, there will be group T-shirts available. I'm working on the design now. But what we'll do is we'll send out a link to them when they're ready, and
Yeah.
if people want to get them, they can get them. But no hard requirement for everybody to wear a group shirt or anything like that. Any info or thoughts on Silver Sea Alaska cruises? Never been on Silver Sea. It's nice though. It's all inclusive and that kind of stuff. So it's probably a good time. I don't know how much it costs compared to a different cruise line, to a mainstream cruise line. So, you might want to weigh it out, because Alaska is really about the ports more so than
this.
being treated fancy on the ship.
Right.
There's nothing wrong if you can do both. Like if you can go and get treated fancy on the ship and do the ports, that's cool. But Alaska is really about, okay, now I'm in Alaska. How can I get off the ship and do Alaska stuff? Colonel Foe, thank you so much for the super chat. If you come to San Antonio, you're invited to barbecue and build your own pizza party. Sounds good, yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
I want to go to the Riverwalk, right? Like that's an important thing to do in San Antonio. Of course, I'd like to see the Alamo, and then I want to go to a restaurant so I can order apple pie and tell them not to forget the Alamo. I'm gonna get beat up in Texas. Curtis will be waiting.
Oh, boy.
Curtis, where's the music venue? Like, I guess there's music everywhere in Austin. I think Austin City Limits closed down, but I would love to go see. Well, of course, the Mothership, the big comedy club, is down there now. Oh, could you imagine going to see Kill Tony or something like that? One of those live comedy shows.
Well, what's so sad is that my brother lived there for years.
Yeah.
And we just, you
Never
know,
got
that
over
was
there.
in the years of raising, you know,
Yeah.
the 6 kids. And
Couldn't
we just
travel much.
We couldn't get it. We couldn't do it.
All right. Well, I think that's it.
That's it.
Thoughts on Explorer's Journey? I want to try it. I haven't seen any video of it yet, but I do want to try it. What's up with the Carnival Jubilee? I don't know. It's coming soon.
It is.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Let me cue up this outro, Jenny. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Keep smiling. Keep smiling. Keep shining. Knowing you will always count on me. All right. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. My name's
That's for
Tony.
sure.
That's
And I'm
what
Jenny.
Jen's for. We are La Lido Loca. Until the next time.
We'll see you on the Lido.
See you on the Lido.
Bye.
Bye.